In environmental science, there are three main areas to always consider when thinking about the environment. One is the environment, two is the economics, and then three, what do you think it is? It's the social side of humans. When we look at economics, that is the study of how people use their limited resources to try to satisfy their unlimited wants. Some good terms to remember here. Some good terms to remember here. Supply, demand. How many of you are taking economics and you see this chart all the time, the supply and demand chart, and where we meet in the middle is where prices are. Marginal costs, which is an additional cost included not in the price. External costs, which is very similar, not directly tied into the price. It's something that is either subsidized or something like a landfill. The cost of that landfill and operating it is not included in the product that you'll eventually throw away. And overuse of sinks, which is the economic term for pollution. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Who's this guy? Monopoly Man. Alright, in this chapter you're going to have to know and be able to understand and interpret a couple graphs. The first one is the marginal cost of pollution, which is basically the cost of pollution. And the marginal cost of pollution shows that as levels of pollution rises, the social costs in terms of human health and damage to the environment increases sharply. So as we gain more units of pollution within the environment, the cost on humans, the toll, whether it's health, whether it's loss of biodiversity, increases sharply. And it is very expensive to try to get zero pollution, but it's very expensive if you allow pollution to rise to a very high level. Alright, just the opposite of that is the marginal cost of pollution abatement. And this is the cost of reducing pollution. And as you reduce the pollution and you have less and less, it becomes even more and more expensive to try to get those last couple of units of pollution out of the environment. And getting all the pollution out of the environment is nearly impossible, and it just becomes so expensive. Here's a nice flow chart looking at economics and products and producing those products. We'll start at the top up here. Money flows from households to businesses to pay for products. You buy things. And then go to business, and then money flows from business to households to pay for labor and other products. So those businesses are using that money to hire people. Going back to the household, let's look at the yellow one. Going the opposite way. Products flow from businesses to household, and then labor and other factors with production flow from households to businesses. This one's not too important, but it's a good representation. Here's that demand and supply curve, and as you increase the supply, what happens to the demand? Drops. But if you increase the demand, it means you have less supply. And right in the middle is where you have market equilibrium, where the quantity of, looking at oil here, suppliers are willing to sell the same quantity that buyers are willing to buy. So a couple other key points looking here: increased supply. If the prices are too high, more oil is available than buyers are willing to buy. So they increase prices. As you notice now, prices are increasing. And you might have heard in the news recently that we've had an increase of supply because people don't want to purchase very expensive products. They want to save money. They don't want to feel cheated. So the demand's lower. That's going to bring the prices back down to meet the demand. Alright, here we're looking at combining the marginal cost of pollution here in red and the marginal cost of pollution abatement, which removing the pollution. So looking down below, you have your percents decreasing, pollution remaining. So you have 100% of pollution, 0 pollution. All right, and then the cost of it as well. go ahead and just take a look at this chart, try to pinpoint different areas and see if you are understanding where the marginal cost of pollution is at that point versus the marginal cost of pollution abatement.